What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. And today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 heroes currently in the game. Now, it's very important to know what heroes are good so you guys actually know what to put in your wish list, so you can actually go for those units when you're pulling for them on the banners. Now, we're going to be talking about basically the top 5 units overall, so there might be some units that are better in certain situations, but I'm going to be talking from a pretty general standpoint because of the fact that they're just going to be very strong in the general sense and in overall gameplay. Now, at the number 5 spot, we have Rowan, who is a Lightbearer support who's very good at providing his team with energy, and energy is what you need to actually use your ultimate abilities. So you're going to see his ultimate ability is actually going to be providing allies within 2 tiles with 250 energy at level 1, and it goes up to 320. He also has healing for his team, which will automatically heal his team when they actually go down to a certain threshold. That will scale with Rowan's attack. And also we have his global ability that will actually do damage and also absorb energy as well. And his exclusive equipment that will actually give teammates healing and also physical and magical defense. He's a pretty premier support unit. The only weakness he has is that his healing at times can be a little bit lackluster if you don't have another hero on your squad to actually provide some off healing or some other healing as well. But his energy supplying is super powerful, and because he is a Lightbearer, he can fit into very good comps. He works very well with like Vala to provide our energy to actually snipe out backline units, which makes him a very valuable hero to have in your arsenal, especially if you're looking for a team that really relies on energy generation. At number 4, we have Cesia, who's going to be a Graveborn marksman, very powerful. She actually has an ultimate to summon basically a golem that can tank a lot of damage for you and also does a ton of damage and also a CC for the enemies around him. And it just makes her a very powerful unit because she basically can summon a 6th unit onto the field with her ultimate ability, and this ultimate is just one of the best in the game. She also has buffs to increase her and her golem's attack speed from her ultimate, and also at level 3 you'll actually see that the golem will actually do AoE damage and do life drain, which works very nice with the ult, because when you summon that buddy, he'll actually start losing HP every second. By having that life drain, it'll make him last super long and do a ton of damage. We also see that she has actually built-in penetration, same with Mr. Carlisle, and you're also going to see that her next attack is enhanced after she uses 3 normal attacks. So with attack speed buffing units such as Leica, she's very strong. You can see your exclusive equipment is actually going to be a CC ability that does DOT damage and will also CC the enemy and also drain their physical defense and magic defense, which makes her very good at actually penetrating defense. And you're going to see that she scales very well with attack speed, so she has very good synergies with a lot of other units. And she also has this ultimate which just makes it so your team will just be way more tankier. One of the best ultimate abilities in the game, and she is a Graveborn, which is one of the best synergies or factions I'd say in the game currently. At the number 3 spot, we have the only elite hero here. The other 4 are epic. We have Eddie, and Eddie should not be a surprise. This hero is super broken. He's already been nerfed like once, I think, or maybe twice, but I think even if you nerf him a couple more times, he'll be very powerful. And that is because his ult is going to be actually a poison effect. And the poison effect will just do damage over time. And it works very well with his abilities because his normal ability will actually prioritize poison abilities. And you're actually going to make that poison do more damage. And it stacks up to 20 times. So this ramps up very quickly. You're going to notice in boss fights, he's going to do like triple the damage of other units because of how much damage his poison does. He also has a triple tap which does crazy burst damage, and his exclusive equipment will actually make it so that he can execute enemies that are poisoned by him once they reach below a certain threshold. And he's just very strong. This unit has the highest damage capability in the game currently, and if you pair him with units that give him attack speed or even magic penetration, because he does do magic damage, he's extremely strong. He also is of the Mauler faction, which is actually the same faction as the best hero in the game, which we'll talk about in a bit, but it makes it so that it's very easy to synergize him with another hero because the best hero in the game currently is also of his faction. At number 2, we have Thoren, who's also Graveborn, well, same as Cesia, and he's also a tank. Now, he is the best tank in the game currently, I'd say, slightly ahead of Granny Danny, who's very close to the top 5, and that is because of his resurrection ability. You're going to see when he dies in battle, he'll actually revive himself once, which is very, very OP because while he's reviving, he'll actually drop threat and it'll allow him to actually stabilize on the field and actually gain threat again and start tanking again, which makes him very strong. A lot of times, if you're under geared, your tank just gets one shot and you lose, but with this resurrection ability, even against higher level monsters, if your Thoren dies and he reses and he has time to recover, he can actually swing the tide of the battle after resing. He also has a drain HP ability in Soul Plunder, which is insane because it just makes him way more tanky. It's just going to allow him to do a ton of damage while being very healthy a lot of the time. And he also has his ultimate ability, which also will give him life drain as well. So he's basically a super tank that has a revive that can drain damage, and he's also immune to control effects when using his ult, which makes him super strong. Also, you're going to see with his exclusive equipment, he can actually soak damage for an ally that is on the tile behind him, and when Thoren dies, this ally will actually sacrifice their HP to actually save and heal Thoren. So you'll actually have 2 resurrects, which is insane once you get his exclusive equipment. Definitely one of the best tanks in the game, probably the best tank in the game, especially if you get his exclusive equipment, soul packs, because it makes it so he has 3 lives as a tank. And keep in mind, it's not like he reses and just dies right away. He has all this life drain, making it so that he is super hard to kill, which makes him super, super powerful. And then we have the best hero in the game. He is of the same faction as Eddie, like I said, and he actually synergizes very well with him because Smokey and Miry is a very good healer, the best healer in the game. He actually has a ton of healing for his team and also has it so that he cannot be affected by control effects, which is super annoying in PvP. He also will have actually attack buff for his allies, which is very nice for units such as like Eddie or whatever damage dealer you're using. Also will have additional energy recovery for himself, which works with his ult, which will just give him a ton more healing and a ton more energy. So it's kind of like a chain effect where once he gets his first ultimate off, he's just going to be using it over and over and heal his team pretty much permanently. And you'll see even when you actually improve your ultimate to improved aroma 2, you'll actually give haste to everyone as well, which will work with Cesia, Eddie, right? A ton of damage dealing units. Then we have his normal ability, which will actually heal all allies within the aroma, which is very, very strong. And his exclusive equipment, which will make it so that his aroma will be enhanced and make it so that it'll get extra effects. And also, enemies will actually take a ton of damage because they lose % of their max HP, which is insane because usually support units don't really do that much damage and they only get like 1 or 2 attacks off. But with Withering Potion, this will make it so that Smokey and Miry not only is a disgusting healing and energy boosting unit that also attack speed buffs, but also does a ton of damage with this Withering Potion aroma. Best hero in the game, you definitely want this unit ASAP. I think Smokey and Miry alongside Thoren are the 2 top units with like Eddie as well. So if you get those 3 and you pair them together, you're pretty much good to go. And you're going to have a very solid roster. Now, I wouldn't worry about faction too much with these units. These units, just as their self and on their own right, they're very powerful. So you don't really need synergies around them to be good. These units are just super, super OP. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video though, guys, and it helps you choose your wish list when summoning. And I'll see you guys next video.